I'm at New York JFK Airport today, and I'm about to fly back to London in American Airlines Flagship First Class. I'm going to check out the exclusive Chelsea Lounge, the first class seat on board, and the Arrivals Lounge at Heathrow Airport. Let's go. Starting my day off at JFK Terminal 8, where American Airlines and British Airways have recently completed a big refurb of the check-in areas and lounges. At the very right as you enter the terminal is the new first class check-in area. The sliding doors open up to reveal the check-in area with seated and standing counters, which look very sleek. After my boarding pass was printed, I continued on through security. Once airside, I made my way straight to the elevators on the right and up one floor to the Chelsea Lounge, which is exclusively for passengers ticketed in first class, with some exceptions. First impressions are strong, with this impressive looking cocktail bar by the entrance. I didn't have much time today, but I've done a full review of the 3 new Greenwich, Soho and Chelsea lounges on this channel, so I'll leave a link below. I decided to head straight to the a la carte dining area to order something light. Champagne comes first, of course, rosé champagne today, cheers. I had tomato soup to save myself for the food on board. And then the waitress convinced me to try the ice cream and brownie dessert, which tasted great. And she recommended it to be paired with this dessert wine, which was a good choice. Oh, the champagne on the table was my choice though. Boarding for my flight was announced in the lounge just as I finished eating, so I made my way to the gate and down the jet bridge. I'm at the very front of the plane today, sitting in seat 1A. There's plenty of space here, but the first thing I notice is how dated the product is looking. And don't expect a cabin refresh, because American Airlines is discontinuing their international first class offering in 2024. Regardless, I got settled into my seat for today, and I have to say, it is pretty comfortable. The crew introduced themselves and offered me a pre-departure beverage of champagne. Shame it's not in a flute, but that didn't stop me from enjoying it. Not long after, I was handed the first class menu for today's flight and placed my order with the crew. One last gift from the crew was this set of first class pajamas, which I'll try on later when I sleep. Now, since I've got a bit of time to kill before takeoff, let's have a look at the seat features. Starting on the inside is the small storage area with a vanity mirror and all the ports, USB-A, dual international power sockets, which is nice and I haven't seen done anywhere else, and the headphone port. The provided headphones are Bang & Olufsen and come in this case. They feel pretty premium, but definitely have a bit of wear on them. To control the entertainment, the IFE remote is just below the ports, and to watch the entertainment, press the TV button to unlock the screen and angle it towards you. Why the angled screen? So you can tuck it away and have the option for buddy dining, where another passenger can join you for food. I have no buddies today, so I can press the table button and pull out this large tray table all to myself. Straight above, it's nice to see a set of individual air nozzles, and for even more comfort, this touchscreen control can be used to adjust the seat position with presets. Below on the inside is a small pocket which holds the in-flight slippers, although, as I kept looking around, I found a bunch of uncleaned rubbish next to my seat, which shouldn't be happening at an airline's hub. But even worse was this pair of dirty used socks in the storage in front of me. Doesn't bode well for their cleaning standards, and yes, I wash my hands after. Finally, the seat itself isn't very private, and you can pretty much see everyone in the cabin by looking around. After a short delay, we started taxiing towards the runway, where we took off and made our way into the skies. After takeoff, the crew passed through the cabin, offering a much appreciated hot towel. The table was pulled out, the crew placed the tablecloth, and the service started with mixed nuts, olives, water, and of course, more champagne. I snacked on these and enjoyed the drink until my starter was ready. First up was Peruvian-style shrimp with a seasonal green salad. I was a bit surprised to see everything served off a tray instead of individually plated as you typically see in first class, but nevertheless, it tasted good and I finished it before being served the butternut squash soup. This was the last course before we hit a bit of turbulence, so you have to excuse the shaky shots of my main course, the miso-crusted sea bass with vegetables. Check out the drinks in the back. I enjoyed this and decided to skip the desserts and cheese on this occasion to give myself more time to work and sleep. Toilet review time. At the front of the first class cabin, there are 2 toilets. The one I'm looking at is slightly larger of the 2, so it's the one I'd recommend for changing into your pajamas. It's styled with wood paneling and has this large sink, which is nice. Other than that, it's a pretty standard toilet and there were no extra amenities for first class. I returned to a dim cabin and made use of a unique feature I haven't seen on any other aircraft. The seat can be rotated to face the windows and the side table can be unfolded to turn it into a desk. This is a pretty cool feature and feels like having an office in the sky. I managed to catch the tail end of the sunset and I can imagine this looks even better during a daytime flight. The dual power sockets came in handy here for my laptop and phone. But I think that's enough work for today, so I asked the cabin crew to make up my bed while I changed into my pajamas. I returned to my seat and jumped into what was actually a very comfortable bed, turned the lights off and settled in for the night. I woke up to the beginnings of a sunrise, having slept pretty well despite only getting a few hours sleep. I packed up my bedding and pulled out my tray table just in time for the breakfast service. Regular viewers will know that I'm not a fan of airline breakfast, and this American breakfast with fruit and pastries was about as good as I was expecting. The scrambled eggs were super solid and overcooked, and the melon was rock hard. I didn't make too much of a dent in this meal unfortunately, so just stuck with the still water. Luckily, there's an a la carte dining option in the arrivals lounge, which I'll visit after landing. American do provide this leather amenity kit, which I didn't get a chance to open on board, so stick around to see the contents when I check out the American Airlines arrivals lounge at Heathrow. The crew handed out one last hot towel before we began our descent and made our final approach into London. Upon landing, I made my way through immigration and past baggage collection to find the arrivals lounge up one floor. Like most arrivals lounges, this is only open in the mornings and early afternoons for passengers arriving on long-haul overnight flights. I was first in the lounge today, having landed a touch after 6 AM. I'll order from the a la carte menu in a bit, but there's a hot buffet as well as cold options available, with coffee, soft drinks, and cereal too. UK and US power outlets are available at most seats. Now, let's check out the brown leather American Airlines amenity kit in collaboration with Shinola. Inside you can find a pair of socks, an eye mask, a dental kit, a cleansing towel, earplugs, hand and body lotion, lip balm, face cream, and a pen. A pretty decent offering. Time to make use of some of it now. I requested the shower in one of the 30 shower rooms. I don't think you'll have a problem waiting for availability here. The style of the shower rooms is pretty modern and clean. There's a mirror, sink, toilet, and of course, the shower with both handle and rainfall options. I hopped in for a much needed freshening up before making my way back to the lounge and ordering from the a la carte breakfast menu. It's smashed avocado and a poached egg for me this morning, which tasted great and was desperately needed after the awful breakfast on the plane. Oh, go on then. I'll finish up the video with one last glass of champagne. Why not? Overall, I could see why American are retiring their first class product. It almost seems like an afterthought at this point. It's a bit strange considering they've just invested so much in a brand new first class lounge at JFK, but you can always fly with BA, which is a much better experience on transatlantic sectors. The highlights were definitely the comfortable bed and the ability to turn your seat into an office in the sky. Let me know if you think this flight lives up to first class standards in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.